Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Stubblefield here again, and today I want to read a book to you. The book that I want to read to you is called A Crow on His Own. I like this book because it's silly. I love silly books. Silly books are probably my favorite thing to read, but also it teaches us a lesson. So we're going to find out what lesson we're going to learn through this story. So before I get started, our author today is Megan Dowd Lambert, and our illustrator is David Hyde Costello. So remember, that means Megan wrote the words and David drew the pictures. When Larry was called off to new opportunities, Sunrise Farm suddenly found itself without its prized rooster. The animals overslept and no one knew what to do. Not to worry, soothed Farmer Jay. We have a plan, added Farmer Ken. Their plan turned out to be a scrawny little guy named Clyde. Well, hello there, neighbors, he stammered. The animals yawned and shuffled their feet. Uh-oh, said the cow. Not much pep in his step, said the horse. He's certainly no Larry. Roberta was nothing if not a motherly goose. After taking a gander at Clyde, she took him under her wing. Welcome, she chirped. I'm Roberta. Hello, he replied shyly. Don't worry about the others. They just miss Larry, she assured him. Who's Larry? Inquired Clyde. The animals gasped. Only the best rooster ever? Take it straight from my mouth. He was more than that. He was a genius. And if you'll notice right here, it's kind of hard to see, but they have written in the dirt, Larry, XOXO with the heart around it. So they really loved Larry. All the animals did, it seems like. The animals' words left Clyde in a state of speechless distress. There now, Clyde, Roberta began. Larry wasn't a genius. He just made quite a show of it. A show, huh? Clyde mused. Thanks, Ruby. You're the best. It's Roberta. She sighed. Clyde spent the whole day gathering props, designing his costume, and choreographing a sublime two-step. He hardly slept a wink that night. Could he do it? Could he live up to Larry's legacy? Could he put on a show of a crow? Also, he overslept. Who even heard of a rooster sleeping in? What a worthless chicken. And now I'm late getting the morning cream up to the house. And then she says, enough! Give the poor guy a little break. After recovering from his initial embarrassment, Clyde hurried past the disapproving hens and redirected himself to rehearsing. I'll be on my grade A game tomorrow, he reassured Roberta. As the sun peeked over the hillside the next day, a weary Clyde assumed his position atop the coop, opening his beak. And promptly fell to the ground with an undignified croak. Are you okay? Fussed Roberta. Clyde was not okay. He was humiliated. He had a crink in his comb, his right wing was all wrong, and his waddle, well, his waddle was a wobbly wreck. And then the other farm animal said, What was that? You call that a crow? Good grief. And yet Clyde was determined to get back on the saddle, so to speak. Oh my, said Farmer Jay. Try again, encouraged Farmer Ken. Try again he would. But adding a dramatic aerial entrance didn't work out so well the next morning. As the animals trudged away, disgruntled and dismayed, Roberta stayed behind with Clyde. The farm animals are saying, "It's taking all my horsepower not to say something foul about that bird. I think my milk is utterly curdled. Let's go count ourselves back to sleep." "I'll never be a showman like Larry," lamented Clyde. Even though she was a goose, Roberta clucked with pity. "Oh, Clyde," she implied, "forget about Larry. Just crow your own crow." "Crow my own crow, huh?" he sniffled. "What about the show? No lights, no costumes?" "Definitely forget about those," Roberta advised. "Even the mustache?" Clyde asked. "Save it for special occasions," she answered. "Would you listen to me practice?" "I'd be honored." And the next morning, he cleared his throat. "Cock-a-doodle-doo!" "Is that Clyde?" Farmer asked that. The animal said, "It's not so much a crowing, but crooning. With a little warble at the beginning and a crescendo at the doodle, and oh, that raspy growl in the middle of the do, enough to give you goosebumps," said Roberta. And with that, Clyde took a deep breath, gave a shake of his comb, and called out another crow of his own. "I knew you could do it, Clyde," Roberta says. And now look and see right here. Again, it's kind of hard to see on the screen, I bet. But they have written in the sand, Clyde, with his name in a heart. So I love this book because it's silly. Like I said, I love silly books. But also, Clyde learns that he can just be himself. He was trying the whole book to be like Larry because the other farm animals loved Larry, they missed Larry, and he was trying to be just like Larry. He was trying to sound like Larry, have a big show like Larry, and it just wasn't working out for him. Every time he tried to act like Larry, he would embarrass himself. He would, the other animals were like, "Oh my goodness," even though he said, "Good grief." So finally, Roberta tells him, "Just do a crow of your own." And he does that, and the animals love it. And they love him, they respect him, and they listen to him every morning that's their alarm clock to get up in the morning. So I like this book. I hope that you enjoyed reading it with me, and I will see you guys later. Bye.